How's it going, boys? Welcome everybody back to another FIFA 22 video, and yesterday we did Premier League FIFA 22 strikers, ranking them in a cheap tier, a good tier, and obviously an elite tier. Other words for it is cheap, affordable, and expensive, but obviously we've just called it cheap, good, and elite. Also as well, lads, ignore my hair, it's all floppy in there because I've just gotten out of a shower and I do need a haircut, I am aware, but I literally can't get booked in right now, so allow it. So boys, yesterday we did the strikers, and now we are going to focus on the wingers. Now I would like to clarify as well, we are obviously counting left mids and right mids in this. So in this video we're going to be going over left mids, left wings, right mids, and right wings. As I said, putting them in a specific category for, I say starter teams. Obviously the elite ones aren't really starter teams, but obviously from the beginning of the game, you know what I mean. So all of these ratings as well, these ratings and stats are confirmed. I'll give a little brief explanation on why I think they do, you know, have that particular spot. So boys, first player we are going to go for in the cheap tier is going to be Dan James, alright lads. Now he has obviously moved to Leeds, I believe for like 20 or 25 million. He's literally pace, dribbling, and vibes. His passing is okay-ish, his shooting is poor, his physical is terrible. He's pace, shooting, vibes. I believe he's 4-star, 3-star, or 4-star, 4-star as well. As long as he's got pace, dribbling, and 4-star skill moves, that's all you necessarily need. I'll probably assume he'll be between that 4 and 10k mark. He won't be too expensive whatsoever, so we are going to put him in the cheap tier. Just to clarify as well, boys, just because they're in a cheap tier, that means that either, you know, a cheap starter option, or they're just, you know, the lowest tier possible. They're not very great in game and are going to be cheap. Self-explanatory, really. Next, boys, is going to be Ferran Torres. Now he actually looks like an okay striker, especially with a hunter. He'll be going to like 93, 94 pace in game. But he's a good card, right? But I feel like you wouldn't want to play him out on the wing, because in real life he actually plays as a striker / centre forward in Pep Guardiola's system for Man City. But obviously he is a right wing or a right mid in game, and if he had better pace, he'd be very good. And the reason, you know, even with a hunter, it'll get his shooting and pace up will be exceptional, but still his dribbling and his body type. He's 6 foot tall, and his how do you explain this? 6 foot tall, yeah. He's got I think he's got an average body type, and his agility and balance is only around that 80 mark. So he's not going to be turning too great. And personally, for wingers, you want fast, rapid players that can whip it in. I feel like Ferran Torres is still a good card, but you'd most likely want to use him as a striker more than anything, but still a very nice card to have for the starter team. So he is going to make it into the cheap section. Next up, boys, it is going to be Steven Bergvine, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced. For Tottenham. Now, I probably would have put him in the good tier last year, but he did have a pretty bad season for Tottenham. He got a -3, and he got like -4 pace, -2 shooting, I think -4 dribbling as well. So he had a very rough downgrade, and he's actually a gold common. So he's an 80 rated gold common. He's not necessarily bad, and he still will actually be okay when it does come to starter teams. Don't get me wrong, he'll be absolutely fine. He'll be usable. I believe he is also I think he's 4-star, 2-star, 4-star skill moves, and 2-star weak foot, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, sorry, he might be 5 stars. I'm not even sure. I didn't ever look on Footbin, so that's my fault. But still, 4-star, 5-star, it doesn't make a difference. He is still going to make the cheap section. He has good pace, good dribbling, and actually some good physical to back it up. It's more his shooting and passing that really does let him down quite a lot. Next up, boys, we have got 3 cards that, you know, some people will debate you could have put them into the good tier, but we are going to go for Christian Pulisic for Chelsea. And now this is probably one of the best cards that I have put in this cheap section instead of a good section. Now let me explain to you why I did not put him into the good section, alright? He's got pace, which is exceptional, like 90 something pace. He's got shooting. Sorry, no, he doesn't have shooting. He's got dribbling. He's got 4-star skill moves, so 3 good things. But when you look at the other stats, his 70 shooting is very, very poor. And yes, I know wingers, you don't necessarily need to shoot with them all the time, but still, you're going to want to cut in, and you're going to want to shoot with them, aren't you? And I feel like he doesn't really offer that as some of the attackers, or some of the wingers, sorry, that I do have base in the good tier. So for that reason only, lads, if he had better shooting, then I probably would have put him in the good tier, but he's just missed out on it, so we are going to keep him in the cheap tier. Next up, boys, we've gone for Lucas Mora, which is actually another card that I would have put in a good tier if it was for last FIFA. And similar to Bergvine, obviously they're both Tottenham players, he has gone ahead and received a -2 downgrade. He still looks relatively meta. He's got pace, he's got dribbling, he's 4-star, 4-star as well, which is always nice, but the shooting isn't anything spectacular, you know what I mean? The downgrade really hurt him, let's just say that. So that is why he just does make the cheap tier. And another player, which was once again so close to putting into the good tier, is Nicolas Nicolas Pepe. Now, as a gooner, I absolutely love Pepe. I wouldn't say he deserved a downgrade, but he didn't deserve an upgrade. So he got a -1 downgrade. I feel like that's kind of fair. He's still not reached the expectations, but by all means, he didn't have a bad season last year, but he hit his form. He got like 10 goals / assists in the last like 11 or 12 games. He finally hit his form, but the thing is, it was already impossible for us to get top 6 at that point. So he kind of hit his form a little too late, which was very unfortunate. Still, he got a -1, but he's actually got better stats. He got -1 pace, so he got a -1 on a rating. He got -1 pace, +1 shooting, +1 passing, but his dribbling stays the same, and his physical and defending's gone down. So despite being downgraded, he actually looks like a better card with that shooting and passing boost as well, which is necessary. Now, I would have once again put him in the good tier. He's got the 4-star skill moves, which is very nice. He's actually got some relatively good shooting. He's got the finesse shot trait too as well, I believe, so you can cut in and obviously finesse that in. Now, the only thing that made me not put him in the good tier is his 2-star weak foot. If you play him on the right, it says, personally, some people like playing strong foot, strong side, so left-footed on the left, right-footed on the right. I've always been someone to put a left-footed on the right, especially if you're a winger, so you can cut inside and finish it, and that is exactly why I have put Pepe here as well. Like, if he had the 2-star weak foot, or better than 2-star weak foot, like if he was 4-star, 3-star, 4-star, 4-star, he would 100% be in the good tier. For that reason, boys, we are going to put him in the cheap tier. Now, next up, we are moving on over to the good tier. And to mention, if I had to choose one player from the cheap tier who I'd probably recommend the most, it would probably be, I'd probably say Pulisic, Lucas Moura, or Nicolas Pepe are the 3 cards out of that tier you want to look at. You've got Bergvine, who doesn't look bad as a starter. Same with Dan James, and then you've got Ferran Torres, who I said actually wouldn't be too bad as a central player. I just don't think he's got the body type and pace to play out wide. Now, boys, going to the good tier, we have gone for Diago Jota. Now, you guys might be saying, how come you put him in the same should go with Ferran Torres, right? Ferran Torres doesn't have a pace to play out wide. Diago Jota, I actually think he's got very similar pace. I think he's got one more pace than Ferran Torres, but the reason I put him in good is because not only he's not restricted like Ferran Torres to play in the centre. Diago Jota, if you guys remember, is ones to watch in FIFA 21. He could actually play left wing, he can play right wing, and he can play striker. And the reason he's not in the cheap tier and he is in a good tier is because he's got that 5-star weak foot. He's 4-star, 5-star. With a hunter, he goes to like 93 pace, 90 plus shooting. His passing is a lot better as well. His passing is phenomenal. His dribbling is solid. His agility and balance isn't anything crazy. It is in the 80s, which is good. And the body type to mention is a lot better than Ferran Torres' in-game as well. So that is why he just does edge that good tier. I do feel like all in all, he's going to be a very, very nice winger to have. And as I said, he'd probably be perfect if you're running like a 4-2-3-1. You can play him left cam or right cam, if you will. Very, very nice winger to have in a starting squad. Next up, boys, we have gone for Jack Grealish. Now, obviously, if it was probably going like off of real life, he probably would make the elite tier, but Jack Grealish has only got like 80 pace, but the reason he does bump up, he does bump up to the good tier is obviously he's got 88 dribbling, his passing is class, his shooting is some of the best out of the good and cheap tier, like, players that I have used. He's 4-star, 3-star, or 4-star, 4-star, so he's got the skill moves, he's got the dribbling, like 88 dribbling on a gold rare card is always going to be good, and you can always fix that 80 pace with a hunter, going to 90 pace, he'll have like 87 shooting, and obviously as well with 4-star skill moves and 88 dribbling on a gold rare card is very, very impressive. The only worry about him is obviously going to be his physical, but I feel like him being in a good slot is more than justified with the stats that he does have. Next up, boys, we are going to go for Raphinha from Leeds. Now, once again, he is very close to elite. It feels like a section between good and elite. Raphinha could easily make that. Now, Raphinha actually looks like a banging card this year, and last year I did a review on him with his FIFA 21 card, and he is very, very good. The only issue is his weak foot. I think it was a 2-star weak foot last year, and I believe this year he is getting that upgrade to 4-star skill moves and a 3-star weak foot. He's got the pace, his shooting is really nice, his dribbling is spectacular, his physical ain't even that bad considering how fast he is as well. Very, very nice starter card once again, and I would assume he'll probably be around that 30 to 50,000 coin mark. Next up, boys, we have gone for one that may surprise a few people, and it is going to be Riyad Murray. He's not a bad card, but they have butchered pace with some wingers this year, and my player that I'm going to say after this as well, hint hint, is also very surprising. Now, Murray's does make for good tier. Once again, very close to elite, but I feel like that 81 pace is very, very rough for him. Once again, chuck a hunter on him, he'll go to like 91 pace. It's not all too bad. His dribbling is actually okay. I believe his balance is, like, his body type isn't ideal. He's kind of got like a tall and slim body type, but one thing that does really, really benefit Riyad Murray's is that 5-star skill moves is absolutely phenomenal with him, so he does make that good tier very nicely, and I'll probably assume he'll be around that 20 to 30,000 coin mark as well. I don't see him being too expensive whatsoever this year. Next up, boys, we've gone for a player that has been shafted once again. Similar to Murray's, it is going to be Jaden Sancho, and I would love to put him in elite. Once again, if this was realistic, he probably would make that elite tier, but lads, he's got 81 pace. 81 pace, or sorry, I think it's like 82 or 83 pace, something like that. Bro, Jaden Sancho, one of the fastest wingers, one of the fastest young players in the world, and I've given him 83 pace, and for that reason only, he does not make the elite tier. Very unfortunate. He's still got the 5-star skill moves, he's got the 3-star weak foot, his dribbling is going to be absolutely sensational. He's got 91 dribbling, which is so saucy, even more than Jack Grealish. So the 91 dribbling is class. His shooting ain't anything crazy, his pace, very disappointing. His passing's good. I feel like the only good thing about him is the 5-star skills, the dribbling, and the passing. Like I said, by no means at all is he bad, just very unfortunate. If he had some more pace, he would definitely be in the elite tier. I actually got 4 players. In my striker Premier League tier list, we only had 2 strikers make it to the elite tier, which was Cristiano Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku. So today we've actually got 4 wingers that make it to the elite tier. We're going to work from the lowest to the highest to what I reckon is the best. It is going to indeed be Rashford. Rashford, absolute baller, mate. He's an absolute baller. In game as well, he'll probably be like, once again, another year of him being like 200,000 coins or possibly even more. He's got the 5-star skill moves. I believe he's still got a 3-star weak foot this year, but he's pacey, 5-star skill moves, and he's just going to be one of those meta players once again. Actually, no, I've got 5 players in this tier. Sorry, not 4, I've got 5, which is even more crazy. So, as I said, Rashford is going to make this elite tier rank just as well. I'll probably say I'd rank him a tiny bit above, you know, Sancho, Raphinha, and I don't think he's a good tier. He definitely deserves to be in the elite tier. Next up, it is going to be Raheem Sterling. Raheem the Dream, very, very good card. He's always going to be a meta card at the beginning of the game. The only worrying thing about him is his physical. His physical's the only bad thing about him. Pace is absolutely perfect. His shooting is, you know, acceptable around the 80, 81 mark, I'm pretty sure it is. His passing is good. His dribbling is sensational. His running animation as well. You just pay for extra coins for his running animation, right? But nah, for real, man. His dribbling, he's very silky. He's got a very tiny, agile body type. He's going to be that. He's a definition of a left winger. Run down the wing, sorry. Cross it in. Small, rapid body type. Perfect, mate. Perfect. He's 4-star, 4-star as well, I believe. So it is just ideal. Ideal winger, very, very nice card, and 100% does make that elite tier. Next up, boys, we are going to go for Heung-min Son, who is obviously a left mid this year, and in real life he does play striker. Now, a little bit of a similar, it's very similar to what I said with, you know, Ferran Torres and Diago Jota. They are wingers, but they can play as strikers as well, and that's the exact same with Heung-min Son. He's got that 5-star weak foot. We've heard rumours of it all year saying Son is going to be 5-star, 5-star, but EA went ahead and they have, you know, put their public website out, and it turns out he's only 4-star, 5-star. So that is not true. He's still 4-star skill moves, but he's got that 5-star weak foot. Now, the reason he's not in the good tier, like, you know, like I did with Jota, is because Son has got the pace, he's got the shooting, he's got everything. He is perfect. He can play winger and he can play striker. That is what is very good about Son. And the 5-star weak foot is going to be so overpowered, lads. You know, you can try him as a left cam, a right wing, left wing, and if you don't like him, chuck him up front at striker, and with that 5-star weak foot, he'll be absolutely lethal. Next up, boys, it is going to be Sadio Amane. Alright, boys, and I mean, Sadio Amane's golden to -1. Personally, I think he should have got a -2 or something, man. You know, even then, he's higher rated than Bruno, which doesn't really make sense. Like, some people are saying he deserves a -3. He's had a rough season for sure, but still, man, 89 rated, pacey, good shooting, and spectacular dribbling, 4-star, 4-star, great body type. He is one of the most elite wingers in FIFA 22, or Premier League wingers in FIFA 22 Ultimate Team. Now, boys, the last one, the big finale, but in my opinion, best winger in the game is the man himself, probably the best winger in the world right now, Mohamed Salah. Now, the only issue about him is the 3-star skill moves. Mane does have that extra skill, the weak foot, 4-star, he's got 4-star skill moves. The weak foot, 3-star weak foot, is the only thing that's letting Salah down. The only thing Mane has got over him is that 4-star weak foot. Mane's 4-star compared to Salah, who is 4-star 3-star. But Salah, absolutely rapid, his shooting is class, he's got the finish shot trait, his passing is phenomenal, his dribbling and body type is perfect, his physical isn't insane, but it will do the job. I loved Salah at the beginning of last game, FIFA 21, he was very, very nice, and once again, it's going to be another year of Mohamed Salah being very good. You know, cutting inside, finishing that, perfect. He is going to be, in my opinion, the best winger. You could make an argument to rank Mane over Salah. It really just depends. Do you prioritise that extra 1-star weak foot? But personally, I'd much rather have a 4-star 3-star player with better stats than a 4-star 4-star player with worse stats, right? That's just my opinion. So, boys, what do you think of this ranking? Let me know what position you want next. I'm thinking we're going to cover Premier League cams next, and then we're going to go to centre mids, CDMs. We've got full-backs, centre-backs, and obviously goalies to work through as well. Lads, this is going to be a long series, but hopefully, you know, the main plan or the main goal of the series is to help you guys out with obviously maybe choosing your starter teams depending on your budget. Once again, boys, just because they're in a cheap tier, doesn't mean they're bad, but just a cheaper option compared to the ones in the good and elite tier. And obviously the good tier are, you know, better players than the cheap tier players, but not as good as the elite tier. It's kind of self-explanatory, lads. Hope you guys did enjoy, and until next time, peace out, boys.